Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel Cakes by MK. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a gorgeous fault line cake just like this. Fault line cakes can look quite intimidating, but I promise you they are not that difficult. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can make them right at home in your own kitchen. Also, if you're new to my channel, then please click the subscribe button below and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you're updated whenever I upload a new video. But apart from that, stay tuned and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So the first step to making our fault line cake today is to do a crumb coat on our cakes. And the crumb coat that we're going to be doing today is exactly the same type of crumb coat that you do in a normal cake. And I do have a more in-depth tutorial on that, which I'll post a link to below. So what I've got here today is I've got 3 layers of red velvet cake, and then I've also got some simple syrup which I'm going to be putting on each cake layer, and then I've also got some cream cheese Swiss meringue buttercream which I'm going to be filling in between the cake layers as well as the outside of the cake. And then for the last layer, I'm flipping it over so that the bottom of this cake is the top of this cake, so that we have a really nice flat top. Alright, so I've done the crumb coat, and now the next step is to pop this cake into the fridge for about an hour so that the buttercream becomes really nice and firm, and then we'll be back to add the fault line to our cake and put our final layer of buttercream on. So our cake is out of the fridge now, the icing is really nice and firm, so we're ready to go ahead and add our fault line to the cake. So for today, I'm going to be using rock candy to add to our fault line, and to give the rock candy a bit of a shimmery effect, I've got some edible silver glitter here which I'm going to be putting onto the rock candy, and then I'm going to give the rock candy a bit of a shake so that it's all covered in the glitter. So our rock candy has a really beautiful shimmery effect now, so now it's ready to add onto our cake. Now to stick the rock candy onto the cake, what I'm going to do is I've got some vanilla Swiss meringue buttercream here, and I'm going to add a thin layer of the buttercream around the middle of the cake, and then that's what we're going to stick our rock crystals to. Now once you finish adding that middle layer of buttercream to your cake, the next step is just to grab the rock candy and just add that to that part that you just added the buttercream on. Alright, now once you've added all the rock candy to your cake, the next step is to put the cake into the fridge for another 20 minutes. And the reason why we're going to do that is so that the buttercream that the rock candy is stuck to becomes really nice and firm, so then the rock candy doesn't move around. So our cake is out of the fridge now, the icing's firmed up, and you can feel the sugar crystals are really nicely set in place now. Now the next step is to add our final layer of buttercream onto the cake. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a thick layer of buttercream along the bottom here, and then I'm going to use my cake scraper to scrape that out. Now once you've got the buttercream all around the edges, we're going to use our cake scraper to go ahead and smooth it out. So now that I've scraped it, I can see that I don't have enough buttercream on the bottom, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in a bit more buttercream and then scrape it again. If you want to be a bit neater with this, then you can use a piping bag, but I'm quite a messy baker, so I'm just going to continue like this. Alright, so I'm happy with how that's smoothed out. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave the edges rough, because at the end I'm going to paint them with gold. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to smooth out the top of the cake. So I'm going to put some buttercream on the top, smooth that out, and then I'm going to add buttercream to the sides of the cake and smooth that out too, exactly in the same way that I did with the bottom part. So I've smoothed out the top part of the cake now. It's looking really, really cool. And again, I'm going to be leaving the top rough because I'm going to paint that with gold at the end. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put this into the fridge again for about an hour for all the icing to become really nice and firm before we come back to finish decorating. So the cake is out of the fridge now, the icing is really nice and firm, so we're ready to go ahead and finish with our decorating. So first up, what I'm going to do is I've got some gold metallic paint here, and I'm going to paint the top rim of the cake as well as the rim along the edges of the fault line. So I've finished adding the gold rim to the cake, and now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some beautiful fresh flowers on the top of the cake. Now if you're not quite sure how to safely put fresh flowers onto your cake, then I do have another tutorial for that, which I'll post a link to below. And there it is, our fault line cake is done. So I'm really happy with how this cake turned out. You guys can go ahead and decorate it however you like. You can, you know, put sprinkles, chocolates, biscuits, whatever you want in the fault line. But apart from that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and thanks again for watching Cakes by MK.